time, but because you would never you never had any time, but I learned so much from that experience.
And Phyllis, I was in middle school for 1 year, and that was more than enough. Of my 38 years, 1 year was more than enough.
Well, how's everybody?
Hey, Dale. Dale, you'll get if you haven't gotten already, just got off the phone a few minutes ago with Josh Rodriguez, and from Goldsboro area.
Mm-hmm.
He has a strong possibility of moving into an assistant principalship where he is currently working at Chinquapin Elementary, and he is going to send. He's updated his resume. He's going to send it to you and me for us to give it our critique. He said, and to be honest with him about it, he said he wanted it to look good.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. Good for him. I remember him.
Yeah, yeah. Josh is really a good person. He was a leader in that group, a strong leader in that group, and they respected him.
Well, I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, it's Chinquapin. If he shows up sober and clean clothes, he's got the job there.
Now, behave yourself, Dale.
I mean, let's be honest about Chinquapin.
I know I've been in that area, so.
Well, that's where I went that time, and my GPS just had a question mark on it. Just sitting there spinning. About halfway between Goldsboro and I mean between Raleigh and Wilmington, you just get off on 42 and head toward Thompson. And after about 5 miles off the interstate, the GPS just gives up. I mean, even the last time I was there, even the convenience stores were closed. Better not have to pay or need gas if you get off the interstate there, I can tell you. Lord have mercy. You talking about in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, that's one of my stories. I had to go twice within 2 weeks because they fired the principal right after I got there the first time.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah,
that's absolutely a true story. I went to Chinquapin and I got there and I had to wait an hour. They're doing Title I audit, and I had to go back 2 weeks later and meet the new principal after they fired the old. Yep. And so I tell that story in that, there's no way that they just randomly picked that school for an audit. I had to go up the man's driveway and through the back of his carport to get to the school. I'm not making that part up either. They had the road blocked, and they detoured us through a man's yard. Out in the middle, it was on a gravel road. I thought I was just going to have to get on a pack mule or an animal or something before I got there. I'm not kidding. And I'm from the country, folks. You know that. But now that's country out there.
It is.
And Lord have mercy.
That's the name Chinquapin.
Well, I can't imagine that there would be more than one applicant for that job. That there would be nobody that didn't already work there that would volunteer for that duty.
Well, he said that it was there that there were others that were going to vie for it. But the principal wants him, so that's
well. But yeah, I mean, there's always in places like that. There's people that want it, but I'm sure none of them have any of the training or the degree or bother to get the certification or do any of that stuff. They just want it.
Yeah,
because that's kind of the history of those places. Is we just give somebody the job and pretend like that, we don't know anything about them getting their certification, and then it kind of works itself out down the road one way or the other. I'm betting that he's probably the only one there that's got his certification.
I'm hoping that he will get it. He deserves it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Dr. Bull said he might join us tonight to welcome everybody back. Glad to see Renita and Anna and Sheena back, and Jackie for this go round. And so Renita, Josh is going to call me tomorrow, and I'll catch up. Hopefully, I was going to try to catch up with you and him. We'll catch up. We're not going to start classes next week. We're going to wait till the week after all the returning people. They know the deal.
Okay.
And
That sounds
folks are
good.
so overwhelmed coming back after the holidays, and we're actually going to start the week we would normally start. I mean, next week is a week early for us. We don't normally start to the week of Martin Luther King holiday. I don't know why we're starting a week earlier this time.
Are
Well,
we doing Wednesday again?
Tuesday and Wednesday, we got 2 going,
Okay.
and I'm gonna
So-
let y'all pick which one y'all want to do or both, and I'm gonna have y'all do 2 or 3 lessons yourself. Just I'll turn it over to Mike over one night, let y'all do. Since y'all have done the initial training, I'm gonna let y'all teach some classes this time, and I'll grade the work.
Okay. That sounds
And,
good.
So Dr.
I know-
Lamb, I need to know that since we last talked, my intern who graduated from Gardner Webb, Casey Mathis, do you remember who I'm talking about?
Yes,
So she has just been appointed to be the principal at the school that I'm currently at. And I'm being moved to the largest high school in the county.
you going to
Yay for me.
Rose?
I'm going to South Central.
South Central. Oh, South Central.
congratulations.
Congratulations. That's
Is it?
well,
I didn't apply for this. It was like, we need you. I was like, great.
well, but you and I have talked. Who was it? Matt that you
Yes.
helped get through. He was at South Central.
Yes.
And we had a lot back in the day from South Central, and I was there several times. And, they kind of had it going on, but not lately.
Yes.
Not lately.
So Casey will be here. So there's a
That's
kudos
great.
on the web. I asked for her.
That's wonderful news. Thank you for sharing that. But you and I talked. The lady that they had back in the day there, she was a go-getter. She was really good, and that school was on the move. And I don't know what happened there, but then it just kind of fell off the map. So, but the point is you can get it back. It's not an insurmountable task. They've been there before, so you can get there again. They just need somebody with good organizational skills and leadership skills. I mean, they need somebody with a skill set, and that would be you.
Yeah.
They need an operational person.
Yeah. I'm sad. I'm very sad to leave. I'm not gonna lie, but
Well, I mean, you've been in Aiden Griffin for a long time, and that's home. That's kind of like, that's like old home week there every day. I mean, it's such a community-based school.
yeah.
I mean, Aiden Griffin is such a strong school community. I mean, that community is built. That school's built around the community. It's an integral part. It's not just a school. It's truly a community school. It's not just a school. It's truly a community school. Yeah. So quite a change, but again, congratulations. That'll be great. That will be change, but
Thank you.
again, congratulations. That'll be great. That will be great. Mute all. Okay. All right. I think I've got everybody muted, so you can unmute yourself so the echo will stop. First thing, I want to congratulate everybody on what a great fall semester you had teaching wise. Everybody had 3.85 or better on their SOIs. That's killer. That it goes without saying that's by far the best at the university. Nobody else is that even close. Had a lot of 4.0s this time, and I appreciate that. But 3.85 or better for everybody. That's about as good as it gets, folks. And I'm appreciative of that, and students are too. For those of you, that didn't come to the debacle, which was commencement. What a long and awful day that was. But the wonderful thing was to get to see all the students, and they mentioned so many of you in the emails, and it was quite a day to get to see our people, and we had a big turnout. We didn't have very many. We didn't have a big crowd for the morning deal with the university. All the doctorals came and got recognized, and of course, our master's folks were recognized at the afternoon, and we had to house them for 2.5 hours, and they ate up everything, and Dr. Bull ordered them pizza, and they all of that. It was, but anyway, we got to see everybody, and of our 144 from fall and summer, I think about 90 showed up and went through went through our deal, and it was really good. It was really good. And they had a lot of kind things to say about you all. We got a really nice email recently. Anna, Sheena, and a couple more were included in an email where a person got a job and thanked everybody, and they thank all of you all the time. And they miss seeing you when they come, but 3.85. I couldn't be more pleased with the job that you do working with our students, and that's great. One little glitch right now is Zoom accounts. Let me check. I can't run down who was the owner of those. I did finally get Bob to respond to me, and then he said he's busy. I don't know if Bob is doing Zoom since he worked with Emily. Tubbs said he didn't know, so I hadn't tracked down, but I'll find out who's doing Zoom and make sure everybody's got your full account back again. You know how they rotate those around. And since we got folks coming back on that weren't on last semester, we'll have to do that. And so I'll make sure that gets done. I'll call
Dr.
DD
Lamb,
in the
mine,
morning.
as of last night, mine said I have a licensed account, so I think I'm good.
You think you're good? Excellent.
Mhm.
They shuffle those around. So I'm betting Anna, Sheena, Renita, and Jackie don't. I'm betting they shifted them somewhere else. They act like they cost $1 million. But so I'll make sure that everybody has one. Let me share my screen right quick. Make sure everybody sees the schedule. And so we had their enrollment meeting from KTA this morning. They had 119 on their list. I have guessed 60. This morning they said 62. It'll be 60 before the week is out. We'll get 60. I mean, I know how to read their numbers now. I know how they thump them. So we'll have 3 classes, looks like between 20 and 22 in each of the 2 12-month classes. Robin, you'll have about 18 probably. Renita,
Right
you
now,
and
I have
Josh.
11.
Yeah, they're enrolling. They've enrolled 4 today, so she's enrolling more today. They asked me, they said they wanted a stipend report today. I said that's up to y'all. The same bunch who's in the same room. I can't do the stipend report till I get new students. Well, that's the person that's sitting next to you over there. Tell them to send me the list. So as soon as I get that, I'll assign CC1s. There'll be about 60 this time. Just a few of you will get the bulk of those CC1s. Phyllis, you'll get the majority of them throughout the Piedmont, and then Rod, you'll get the ones in the East. I'm probably not going to assign, and then Stephen, you'll get the ones in the West and down the I-40 corridor. So I'm not going to probably assign anybody other than you 3, maybe Mark, but I'll do that. But I think 3 or 4 of you can handle 60. I don't believe there's any need to just string this thing out. We're going to do them online anyway. So we're going to make the command decision just to move that online and do them online unless somebody needs one. And so Jackie's back in 6:05. Jackie, if you want me to, we'll talk after this is over about your shell. We'll do that when we get done. But here's the schedule. Renita, you and Josh can figure out if y'all want to come to both classes every week, or if you want to come to one class every week. Which class you want to come to back and forth, but I want y'all to teach 2 or 3 classes this semester each. You got opportunities Tuesday and Wednesday. I know Josh will want to teach the EC. I had him do that. He did a mini module this summer with me, and I'd like for him to develop that into a full class. That would be great. So we'll look at the different topics and we'll plug y'all in. Spring schedule, new students, I'm supposed to get the list tomorrow night. So hopefully we'll have you your CC list, one list no later than Friday of this week. That's it. Now, as I said, stop share. Anna, Sheena, and I are going to wait until not this coming week, but the next week to start class. If y'all want to start this week, The official start of the semester is Wednesday. If you want to squeeze in and get this week going, that's fine with me on the new ones. Now, the returning ones, I'd rather, that again, that's up to you what you want to do, but we're going to let ours percolate another week. Now, remembering that Monday the 9th at 7 p.m., we'll do the new student orientation. And if y'all want to start on Tuesday, that'd be great. I'll be with you.
We are starting next week.
Yeah, you'll need to with the new ones, but the returning ones, we're trying to give them a little grace and let them get started back in school before we start with them. And then we'll have the Legacy Town Hall for the returning students on the Tuesday the 17th. Please remember that the university is closed on January 16th, Martin Luther King Day. Please don't do anything that I get complaints about on that day, like have class or coaching sessions or something. The university is closed on Monday, January 16th. So do not do anything that I get blowback on that. And then, as I said, we'll do our town hall for our legacy students at 6 o'clock on Tuesday before you have class. We'll do that one. It won't last very long. That should be it. I think that was everything. We had the faculty meeting today from 1 to 3. I don't think there was anything that affected or impacted y'all. At some point, I'm guessing this spring I'll do the adjunct evaluations again, but that has not changed as far as I know. The faculty evaluations have changed, but the adjunct, as far as I know, changed last year, so it will be the same. So that shouldn't be an issue. I'm telling students, I'm sending them that thing about opting out of the Bulldog bundle. They've got until the 18th to do that. If students ask you about books, tell them to opt out. They've got the email that's been sent. They can buy their books a whole lot cheaper than what they charge them. If they'll go to Amazon, I think the difference is about $100 for the 601s, and it's more than that for the 603s. So tell them if they can find them on Amazon, it's better and quicker to do it that way than the Bulldog bundle. So. But I think that's pretty much it. Again, I appreciate all you do. Our statisticals have been good. Cape, everything's good. Our end of year report, I did the one for the College of Ed, the guinea pig on Weave, and that went real well. Our numbers have been, our folks getting jobs have been good. Our feedback on the performance metrics, that standards 1 through 5 on principal, assistant principal evaluation, that data continues to be good, very strong, the best in the state on performance. So I don't have anything to complain about. I hate that too. But no, I am so pleased. All right, anybody have anything for the good of the group? We had 2 more. I think I mentioned we had 2 to get jobs right before the Christmas break. Will Heminger and Larry Watson got jobs in Burlington Alamance. Over the holidays, Juliet Black Jasnos and Julia Noose both got jobs in between right after Christmas Day, so that next week. So we had 2 more get jobs, so that was great. Our group that we had in the fall, I mentioned this at the big faculty meeting today, group that we had fall, me and Laws had the fall, our EDCI ladies, we had 4 of them to take the praxis during the Christmas break. All 4 of them passed. So our percentage passing rate still 100%. So we're happy about that. We had 1 that scored 170, which is, I think, the highest we've ever had to score. That's a very high score, 170. We had 1 that slid underneath. It's barely got through, but that's fine too. They don't, she's getting her license, so I'm happy for her. So all that went well. One bit of sad news you might have seen. One of our EDCI doctorals passed away with cancer. Very nice lady. I've met her. Very quick. By the time they found it, she was terminal, ready for hospice. She only lasted 3 weeks after they found it. So we're real sad about that. But Gardner Webb did the right thing today, as long as it goes up, as long as Webb Hall approves it. We all voted today to award her a posthumous doctorate like we did with the last one that passed away in EDCI. And so, but this one was, again, tragedy strikes. But the EDCI ladies, we really like them. They're very nice people. We spend a lot of time with them, and then of course we get to teach a group of them every fall. They're our sisters in arms, and so we really appreciate them, and I feel for them. I hate their loss. It's been a tough one for them. But other than that, I think that wraps me up. Does anybody have anything before we go? Steve, you have anything? Steve was at the meeting today. He
No.
probably was paying attention. I wasn't.
No, I was paying attention. I was actually taking notes, and you are absolutely correct. Nothing came out of it that we needed to share, except to make sure. I think the one thing is that if they have not, make sure everybody checks your task stream to make sure you've graded everything in task stream. The dean is kind of taking care of task stream right now, and I think he's maybe a little agitated that sometimes those don't get done on time.
Okay. Ours are done. I check every day.
Dale,
So
this is Rod.
I've already graded. There was one this morning. It was just a disposition. I got it this morning. But our folks, I want to say, our folks do a great job. We never go more than 24 hours. Steve, Rod, Cindy, they do a tremendous job. I rarely have to grade one I never see one that goes past 24 hours.
So he was probably talking to us in the doctoral program.
That is correct. We don't go past 24 hours. They don't get theirs graded in 24 days. And so we never go past 20. That's part of the promise that we make to our students is we'll try to turn this thing around in 24 hours. One way or the other. And so it's not me. It's the folks. It's Mark. It's Rod. It's Sandy. It's Steve Marie. Steve with us. Steve. I mean, they do a tremendous job turning these things around every day. They grade every day. That's the only way. I mean, the only way these programs work, folks, is you got to give. We have to do the feedback all the time. We have to move it on. If it's not right, we have to fix it. We have to keep going. I don't know how these programs survive on students put stuff in, it doesn't get graded for 2 or 3 semesters. I don't really understand that. In a continuous improvement model where you build on the next one builds on the last one, how do you know where to go? I don't understand that. Of course, I'm not as smart as some of that bunch, so I don't claim to be. But no, I'm appreciative. Of course, I keep up with your Blackboard shells. You turn your work around in those really well. You know that every time they put something in, I've got it fixed. I know every time they upload something in your Blackboard shells as well. And I check those morning and night, twice a day. So, but again, we have to keep the train moving. We have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of moving parts. We have a lot of things that we want our students to be exposed to. And we can't expect them to be on the ball and on time and keep up as a school administrators if we don't model that behavior. And that's important to me. A lot of times the modeling piece may be the more important piece. But thank you for that, Steve. That is it. All right. Jackie, if you'll stay with me a minute, we'll talk about your shell. Everybody, again, I appreciate it so much, all that you do for the students and for me. I'm not sad, but I wish we had more than 60, but I think that's about what we had last spring. And so hopefully things will get better and we'll have a big fall. We never know, but 60 is pretty good for the spring in modern times. All right, everybody, I'll see you in a couple weeks. I'll put a notice out. Everybody have a good start to the semester. Let me turn the recording off.